is full of firsts.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Many of those firsts shaped our way of life. For 70 years, KPRC Channel 2 has been proud to be pioneers in shaping television and Houston history.
In a state the size of Texas, everyone can enjoy.
Calls in the storms Thursday. Minutes before 9 o'clock, the crew's here telling them.
This is the first time in a long they haven't let it. Send us some of your pictures.
Isn't it good to work for a place that has a sense of history? And indeed it is.
See, taking the president from Spring to College Station following.
If you have something you'd like Channel 2 Investigates to check out, call the tip line at 713-223-TIPS or email investigates@click2houston.com. Live from KPRC, this is Channel 2 News Today.
And this morning, tracking a developing story in Northwest Houston where a massive apartment fire tore through a complex overnight. Ahead, we're live with a look at the damage now that the sun is up. Also new, a new ban on Mardi Gras floats in New Orleans. Ahead, which type of floats the Big Easy is doing away with and why. Plus, a big night for Lizzo. Ahead, the big award the Houstonian won just weeks before she performs at Rodeo Houston. But we have buried the lead. We are joined this morning by Britta Merwin. Thank you so much.
Oh, I don't know. Lizzo's obviously the lead there. You know, but it's great to see you. Happy Sunday. It's not Monday. I promise. You're okay. People are contacting me on Facebook. They're like, what happened?
What's going on?
What's going on?
She wanted to come. She just loves the show so much.
And if you're missing Cambrell, don't worry. He is working the evening shift tonight. And then Sophia will be on traffic tomorrow morning. We're just keeping you guys on your toes. Weather feeling pretty good out there.
Yeah.
Have you stepped outside since you arrived? Okay, good. So a little warmer, right? Everybody in Galveston's sleeping.
Right.
Everybody should be tucked in by this point, I hope. So temperatures right now at the coast generally in the 60s, and that's where we're heading here in Houston. This is a live look from our tower camera. We had a little more cloud cover build in overnight, so that's why it is a more mild start. You might want a light sweater, long sleeve shirt if you're heading out to walk the dog. We're still in the 50s, but definitely a big difference compared to yesterday morning. 60 degrees currently in Sugar Land, 54 degrees in Conroe, and 64 degrees currently in Palacios. Folks, this is about a 15-degree warm-up compared to yesterday, so you will notice the difference. And this afternoon will be warmer than it was yesterday. Unfortunately, not that bright sunshine because our winds are turning back on shore. Coming in from the southeast about 5 to 10 miles per hour, so that pulls in more humidity. We're expecting more clouds, but a really pleasant afternoon. A high of 68 degrees. We're going to keep it mainly dry. You might see an isolated sprinkle, but a mainly dry day. We're going to hold off the rainfall until tomorrow, but it's on the way, and it could impact your Monday morning drive. I know, always annoying, but I'll time everything out, get you prepared. We'll talk about the work week coming up. Over to you, Jacob.
All right, Britta, thank you so much. Now to a developing story I've been tracking all night. A massive fire at a Northwest Houston apartment complex. Now families are having to find a new place to live. That fire broke out at a complex on Antoine and West Tidwell around 2:30 this morning. In the middle of the night, Channel 2's Taisha Walker live on the scene now where we're getting a better look at the damage. Taisha?
There were
Yeah, several families are displaced this morning due to that early morning fire. Take a look at what is left of this building. Part of this building, as you can see, gutted by that fire. We know that fire broke out around 2:30 this morning, according to firefighters. Heavy smoke could be seen coming from the two-story apartment building. In all, 8 apartment units were affected by the fire, and an additional 10 were damaged by smoke and water. Firefighters say it took a while to knock out the flames. Initially, they did not know if all of the tenants were out of the building, but were told that everyone did make it out okay. Take a listen as firefighters described what happened next.
They got it taken care of. It was kept at one end of the building. The building itself has what we call a flat roof, which kind of helps out as far as keeping it contained to one area.
And we are told that the Red Cross is assisting these families that were affected by this morning's fire. The cause of the fire still under investigation this morning. Reporting live, Taisha Walker, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
All right, Taisha, a lot of damage there. Thank you so much for that report. Now an update to breaking news we first brought you at 10. 2 people found dead after an officer shoots and kills a man outside of a home. Happened at Mesa Verde and Echo Tree Drive, and police there say the officer was responding to a 911 call. The suspect reportedly fired at the officer as she approached the home. After that man was killed, 2 other people were found dead inside of the home.
Oh, I knew it was gunfire. I heard it immediately because I had the window open in my kitchen. And I heard it, and I went to look out, and I didn't see anything. So then I stepped outside, and that's when I saw the sirens and blue lights and heard all the commotion.
Police, of course, are now investigating the deaths of the 2 other people found inside of that home, and their deaths are, as you might imagine, considered suspicious. New this morning, a teenager injured in a road rage shooting in Galveston. Now investigators searching for the suspect that they say pulled the trigger. Happened in Galveston Causeway just after midnight. Investigators say the teenager and 2 others were in the car when someone began shooting at them. They rushed to a nearby emergency clinic, and the victim was transferred to a trauma center and is expected to survive. Police were given a description of the suspect's vehicle, but so far that description has not been released. An HPD officer and another person were rushed to the hospital after a major crash last night on Telephone Road near Winfrey in southeast Houston. The officer's vehicle was smashed into by another vehicle trying to make a left turn, we're told. Investigators say both people involved are in stable condition. Now we're to Decision 2020. The results from the Democratic caucus in Nevada are out, and we know it was Bernie Sanders that won, and won big. Here's a look at last night's results. As you can see, Sanders had a massive victory over Joe Biden, Pete Buttigieg, Elizabeth Warren, and Amy Klobuchar. Sanders called the night a massive success and proof that the American people, he said, want change.
We have just put together a multi-generational, multi-racial coalition, which is going to not only win in Nevada, it's going to sweep this country.
The battle for the nomination is just heating up. Coming up next, a primary in South Carolina, followed by Super Tuesday a few days later, when voters from 14 states will go to the polls. And Bernie Sanders, in fact, will be in Houston today. As you heard, they're leading the presidential primary pack. He'll be holding a rally at the University of Houston Fertitta Center today at 1 o'clock. Tickets not required for that event. It is free and open to the public. New information now on the deadly accident during Mardi Gras celebration in New Orleans. Another person has been killed after he was run over by a float there. Tens of thousands of people on the parade route as the parade was rolling through mid-city on its way to downtown New Orleans, when officials say the person who was killed was reaching for beads when he was hit by the tandem float and then dragged underneath.
And I think we have to do our due diligence in making sure that this is a safe carnival for everyone. And in doing so, I think we have to do our job in evaluating the safety measures that can be put into place moving forward.
The New Orleans mayor has now announced the tandem floats will not be allowed for the rest of this year's carnival season. Well, a couple who vanished in the Northern California woods over Valentine's Day weekend has now been found alive. 77-year-old Carol Kaparsky and 72-year-old were last seen February 14th at a vacation cottage near Inverness. Investigators say that couple from Palo Alto went on a hike and got lost in the dark. After nearly a week of searching, volunteers heard the couple yelling for help and found them in a densely forested area.
So we were searching up the drainage from Shallow Beach. It's very tough going, very tough drainage. About halfway up, we hear voices. First, we thought it was another team, but then they started yelling help. We looked at each other and we're like, that's them.
Officials say the couple was dressed lightly, had no food or water, and survived by drinking out of a puddle. Helicopter crews airlifted the couple to the hospital to be treated. Well, it's a big night for megastar and Houstonian Lizzo. She walked away with one of the biggest awards of the night at the NAACP's Image Awards. Here's a look at what she posted on Instagram after winning Entertainer of the Year, beating out Angela Bassett, Billy Porter, Regina King, and Tyler Perry. Lizzo also took home an award for Outstanding Music Video, but lost in 2 categories to another Houstonian, Beyonce. Lizzo will be a big part of this year's Rodeo Houston, which everyone here is looking forward to a lot. Coming up, we've shown you the work being done to get all the tents and rides ready. Coming up, when you can bite down on some World Championship barbecue. Plus, they just finished competing in Nevada. Coming up next, when the Democratic presidential candidates will face off in yet another debate. And this morning, we're looking forward to what's happening this week, including Mardi Gras. But we begin with a somber event, remembering a basketball legend and his daughter who passed away last month. On Monday, the Staples Center in Los Angeles will host a public memorial for Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna, who were killed along with 7 others in a helicopter crash last month. Houston officials will light up City Hall and the Montrose bridges in purple and gold in Bryant's memory. Tuesday is Fat Tuesday, or the last day of the Mardi Gras season, including right here in Galveston. Also Tuesday, the remaining Democratic candidates for president will debate yet again, this time in South Carolina, ahead of the primary there later in the week. On Wednesday, the House of Representatives is scheduled to hold a hearing related to the U.S. government's response to the coronavirus outbreak, which has infected now nearly 80,000 people worldwide in close to 30 countries and killed more than 2,200 people. On Thursday, Michael Flynn, President Trump's first national security advisor, is scheduled to be sentenced more than 2 years after he pleaded guilty to lying to the FBI. Last month, Flynn asked the judge to allow him to withdraw his guilty plea, claiming he is now innocent. He faces a likely sentence of 0 to 6 months in jail. And finally, on Friday, some news about the economy. A report on the latest on personal income and consumer spending is due out. And don't forget, this Thursday, the World Championship Barbecue Contest starts at NRG Park. Every year, it attracts thousands of people looking forward to some good food, carnival rides, and the start of Rodeo Houston, which is the following Thursday. Well, an animal sanctuary in Florida rescued an otter from danger. Coming up next, though, the big problem that sanctuary is now facing after rescuing this guy and how they're asking people to help.
It's for less.
Welcome back. Check out this guy. Baby otter rescued near Tampa on Valentine's Day, found alone, mom nowhere in sight. So volunteers at a Florida animal sanctuary called him Cupid. Now those volunteers take turns bottle feeding him, as you can say, which he enjoys thoroughly. But there's a problem on the horizon. Cupid will soon need fish, lots and lots of fish. So the folks at the Owl's Nest Sanctuary for Wildlife are asking people to bring Cupid fresh fish, whether they catch it themselves or buy it.
I have a feeling they're going to have a lot of help very shortly.
I got a feeling they put that little video on social media.
Everybody's going to look at Cupid and be like, I'm ready to go fishing.
No more
Let's
fish.
Cupid.
No more fish.
Well, I mean, I guess you could always make dinner after that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Feed Cupid, put some in the freezer, and then everybody can eat.
Good day for fishing today?
Yeah, not bad. I mean, our winds are turning back on shore. I know fishermen out there, that's the key. You want to know what's going on with the wind. Southeast about 5 to 10 miles per hour. It also makes a huge difference for what we are going to feel here in Houston. So that means a warm up with our winds back on shore. That's a live look from our downtown camera. We have a little more cloud cover. Has temperatures in the 50s right now. Definitely a change of pace. I mean, yesterday at this point, we were still very chilly, trying to get back to the low 40s after after dropping to the 30s. So maybe a light sweater, that's all you need if you're heading out. Notice that the camera moving up and down just a little bit. Today's going to be a breezy day. It's going to bring in the humidity as well. 58 degrees right now at Bush Airport, low 60s in Galveston, 60 degrees in Sugar Land, and mid 50s in Brenham. There's a look at the winds right now. Again, 5 to 10 miles per hour. It could get a little breezy as we go into the afternoon. It's ahead of a cold front that's arriving for tomorrow. So today we're ahead of that. We'll top off at 68 degrees. If you have plans for tonight, we're going to keep it mild in the 60s. So at least tomorrow it's not a freezing start to a Monday, but grab your umbrella. Right now we're dry on radar, but look off to the northwest. We have showers in the panhandle. That's a cold front that's going to roll through tomorrow. And then we have an additional weather system pulling its way into the southwest. That second system on Tuesday is going to whip us back to winter-like temperatures. So we have a lot of changes on our 10-day forecast. Again, tomorrow morning, we're in for a round of showers, so we are going to have some wet pavement. It's not going to be a huge downpour, but inconvenient to start your Monday off with rain. Then it will dry out for Monday evening. Tuesday, that is the second front arrives. We're not anticipating rain with it, but it brings in those cold temperatures. That ridge of high pressure behind that second front on Tuesday, pulling in some really cold air from up north, and we are back down to the low 50s for our afternoon highs. So a really big change of pace coming our way. We're only anticipating about a quarter to a half an inch of rainfall. So again, nothing too heavy, but just enough to get in the way for your Monday forecast. We'll start to dry things out for Monday afternoon. We're expecting 68 degrees today. For tomorrow, we're in the 70s, warm and mild. Tuesday's going to end up being a great day. We have that second front rolling through, but because there's no rain with it, you can get outside and enjoy it before winter arrives. 52 degrees on Wednesday. We're waking up in the 30s for Thursday and Friday morning. Now, we do have some cold air as we start rodeo cook-off and also the trail ride, but at least we don't have rain in the forecast, which is a huge bonus. Jacob, over to you.
All right, we will take it. Thank you so much, Britta. This morning on Houston Newsmakers with Cambrell Marshall. The special guests for this year's Houston Community College Black History Gala are sure to bring a special message.
You're talking about Lynn Whitfield, Robin Givens. The biggest thing about it, we're going to have a great time with them. They're going to speak on their behalf of just the empowerment of African-American women as it relates to entertainment. But we roll that over and we talk about it in life and some of the barriers that are still being broken. So this is a fun time.
HCC Black History and U.S. Reps Sylvia Garcia and Kevin Brady on Houston Newsmakers coming up this morning at 10:30. Every 4 years, something special happens with the calendar. You know what happens. An extra day is added, and this year, one restaurant wants to celebrate big. Take a look. Coming up, a look at the leap year celebrations at Fleming's Steakhouse. Hey, it happens only once every 4 years, the leap year. And this time you can celebrate if you want with dishes that will stand the test of time, we're told. Joining us now from Fleming's Prime Steakhouse, Chef Frankie Vasquez.
An honor.
Your very first leap year celebration. You can only do it every 4 years.
Yeah, here in Houston is the first one, actually.
Gotta make it count.
Yes. It's an honor being here, and we're gonna showcase what we're gonna do this leap day on the 29th. So.
What's the plan?
The plan is to make a memorable moment for our guests, and we're gonna have 5 courses on that dinner. We pair it with our Stack Leap wine cellar, so it matches the name. And the first course, we have our chilled shrimp salad that is gonna be paired with a Sauvignon Blanc. It contains pineapples, avocados, and jalapenos, lavash crackers. On the second course, we're gonna have shaved Brussels and Caesar salad. So that one is like an upgrade of the regular Caesar. It's one of the power food in the Brussels. We got our Vino Rosso cheese, so it makes it upgraded, nice. On the third course, we have a duck confit. The confit means that it has been cooked for a long time and a lower temperature. So that was gonna be the third one. Is gonna be paired with a blend of red wines. The fourth one is what we have right here, is the short rib and prime New York strip that I also have it raw here. And that's the start of the house, the start of the restaurant. It's on a bed of gnocchi, mushrooms, and sauteed spinach.
Sweet potato gnocchi?
Sweet potato gnocchi, thank you.
That's what I'm talking about.
And it's finished with a demi-glace on top of it. So that's gonna be excellent. And it's gonna be paired with this one right here, our Cabernet Blanc. And
a dessert?
Dessert, we're gonna finish it with an orange olive oil cake.
What?
And a chocolate sauce, and you have toasted hazelnuts on top. So this is definitely a wine dinner to come. You're gonna have to wait 4 more years to go to an event like this.
Look at that pitch. See that pitch?
Look at this is
the meat,
this is the star, man. This is what we do. This is what we concentrate. This is the highest grade that we can sell in any restaurant, and it makes me proud to be working in a company like this. And come and see us, come enjoy with us, and enjoy the lip day.
That's quite a pitch. My sister worked at Fleming Steakhouse.
Yes?
Yeah, she worked there for a while. She really liked it.
Oh, nice. Nice to know.
Probably don't know her. Thank you so much for coming on, and we're going to tell people where you are. You can, if you haven't met and gone there, you can find them at 2405 West Alabama Street, open from 5 to 9 p.m. And of course, the special is February 29th, and you can find all of this in a replay of the segment over on our website under the community page on the homepage, and we will be right back.
4777.
Live from KPRC, this is Channel 2 News Today.
And this morning, several apartments in Northeast Houston are gutted after a fast-moving fire overnight. Ahead, we're live with a look at the damage. Plus, Bernie Sanders declared the big winner in Nevada, but he didn't stick around for a victory lap where he went, even before all the votes were counted. Plus, this morning, taking a look at the future of space and the big roles Houston and the local NASA community are playing to launch astronauts back into space from U.S. soil. Hey, don't worry, we've got everybody this morning. We've got Cambrell Marshall for Newsmakers. We've got Britta Merwin right here with us.
Cambrell's back tonight. Sophia's on traffic tomorrow. You never know what we're going to do here at Channel 2.
And it's a good day outside.
Yeah, it is good. It's going to be a beautiful Sunday. Not as bright and clear as yesterday, but we have a warm-up. So, you know what? Take what you got. Get outside, enjoy it. Temperatures right now are getting closer to the 60s. That's a live look from our camera showing you downtown. It's going to get a little breezy as we go into the afternoon, but right now it's not too bad. Winds coming in about 5 to 10 miles per hour from the southeast, and that's the key. Our winds are back on shore, so that's why we're waking up to that little bit of a warm up across town. We're at 61 degrees downtown, 60 degrees in Sugar Land. Temperatures right now in Galveston in the low 60s, where most of them are probably sleeping from the big night yesterday. 68 degrees this afternoon. Looking pretty good. You might see a spot sprinkle, but your rain chances are super low today. They are expected to go up for tomorrow. So right now on radar, we're dry, just working in the cloud cover on satellite, but we have a cold front off to the northwest, and that's going to pull in for tomorrow morning. So I'll pause the clock at this afternoon. Cloudy skies, temperatures very comfortable in the upper 60s. You're going to feel more humidity as well, and isolated sprinkles showing up on our Futurecast model. But here's a look at the cold front for tomorrow morning. So my early commuters, 6 a.m., a few scattered showers ahead of the front possible. The front itself moves through between 10 a.m. and about lunchtime. We could see isolated thunderstorms, a few showers rolling through, and then it gets to our coastal counties by 2 p.m. So it looks like the evening commute tomorrow is going to be easier to take on than the morning commute, weather-wise. We'll take a look at the rest of your work week coming up next. Jacob, over to you.
Looking forward to it. Thank you, Britta. Now to developing story. At least 8 apartment complex units destroyed by a massive fire overnight. Firefighters found huge flames shooting out of the apartments when they arrived there. The fire broke out at the complex at Antoine and West Tidwell around 2:30 this morning. Channel 2's Taisha Walker is live on the scene now, where we're getting a better look at that damage. Taisha?
Jacob, good morning. We just spoke with one of the displaced families, and they are just distraught. Take a look at their apartment, that top one right there. As you can see, everything, a total loss. You could see where the fire charred the building and destroyed several apartments in this building. Firefighters tell us that the fire broke out around 2:30 this morning. Heavy smoke could be seen coming from the building this morning. In all, we're told that 8 apartments were destroyed by that fire. An additional 10 were destroyed by the smoke and water from firefighters. Firefighters say it took a while for them to knock this fire out. Initially, they did not know that all of the tenants had made it out safely, but we are told everyone did get out of the building okay. A neighbor describes waking up listening to a crackling sound. Take a listen.
I feel blessed because these are older apartments. It could have been anything. Apparently somebody was cooking, but I thought it might have been electrical wiring or something like that because the apartments are really old. So, but other than that, I hope everybody made it, and I'm just glad me and my family are okay.
And to be clear, the official cause of the fire is still under investigation. Firefighters tell us that they did have a challenge because all of these units, all of these buildings are owned by a different management company. Reporting live, Taisha Walker, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
All right, Taisha, thank you for that update. Caught on camera the moment a suspect shot at a home in Katy into the living room where the victims were inside watching TV. Happened at a home on Plantation Cove near Greenhouse back on January 25th, but we're just getting the video. Here's the video of the suspect's truck stopping in front of the house. The suspect then appears to pull out a gun, shoot multiple times, and then drive off. That truck's described as a dark-colored Toyota Tundra. Investigators say prior to that shooting, the victim had an argument with the neighbor. If you know anything, please call Crime Stoppers. New this morning, doctors working to save a woman's life after police say she was shot in the head. It happened at Glenmont and Rampart Street in West Houston around 11:30 last night. Investigators say they found the woman after responding to reports of a drive-by shooting. She was rushed to the hospital and currently remains on life support. Also new, a man recovering this morning after police say he was stabbed multiple times by his stepson in North Harris County. According to deputies, happened off Stone Bluff Drive near the Hardy Toll Road. Investigators say the two got into an argument before the man was stabbed in the neck and also in the ribs. Rushed to the hospital and is now in serious but stable condition. After that stabbing, the suspect ran away from the scene, but he was quickly apprehended. Now to Decision 2020. Bernie Sanders celebrating a big victory in Nevada, but he is not resting. This is video of him at a campaign rally in San Antonio last night. Now he and the rest of the candidates are looking towards Super Tuesday, just a little over a week away now. Mary Maloney is in Las Vegas, Nevada, with reaction from the caucuses.
Standing in front of a crowd of cheering supporters, a joyous Bernie Sanders declared victory.
And now I'm delighted to bring you some pretty good news.
The Vermont senator conquered the Nevada caucuses, breaking out from the crowded Democratic field.
No campaign has a grassroots movement like we do, which is another reason why we're going to win this election.
The win is part of an early state trifecta for the progressive, who also took home the popular vote in Iowa and won the New Hampshire primary.
In Nevada, we have just put together a multi-generational, multi-racial coalition, which is going to not only win in Nevada, it's going to sweep this country.
Nevada is the first racially diverse primary state. Sanders' strength shows his appeal to a broad range of voters and helps to solidify his status as a frontrunner in the Democratic race for president.
This is our only shot to beat Donald Trump, so I am asking Americans to make sure that we get this choice right.
Rounding out the top four in Nevada, Joe Biden, Pete Buttigieg, and Elizabeth Warren.
I've got a word tonight for Nevada. Thank you for keeping me in the fight.
We're going to win. We're going to win in South Carolina, and then Super Tuesday, and we are on our way.
In Las Vegas, Nevada, I'm Mary Maloney.
And Bernie Sanders will be in Houston today, now leading the Democratic field, as you just heard. He'll be holding a rally at the University of Houston Fertitta Center today at 1 o'clock. Tickets are not required for that event, and it is free to the public. More departures are expected from the United States top intelligence offices. It comes amid recent and controversial appointment of Richard Grenell as acting director of national intelligence. Grenell, the current U.S. ambassador to Germany, was tapped by President Trump last week to replace Joseph Maguire. Only days later, Grenell forced out the #2 intelligence official, Andrew Hallman. The president now says he's got 4 people in mind to possibly nominate for permanent director. Grenell has said he's only filling the role temporarily. In sports, the Rockets looking for redemption against the Utah Jazz after their heartbreaking buzzer-beater loss to them a couple of weeks ago. You could tell Houston was not interested in being a close game. After a game of cat and mouse throughout the first half, Houston scored 38 points in the third quarter. That kind of hustle helping them take home that win. Rockets up in the end, 120-110. Also winning yesterday, Houston's newest football team, the undefeated Roughnecks in Tampa for their first trip on the road, seemed right at home. The big hero, Cam Phillips, who continues to dominate the league, had 8 receptions, 194 yards, and 3 touchdowns. The Roughnecks now 3-0 in the season after taking down the Vipers 34-27. More celebrations held last night for Mardi Gras in Galveston. The good times rolling through from the seawall to the strands for the Knights of Momus Grand Knights Parade. Here's another look at all the fun. Thousands of people lining the streets to see the amazing floats and, of course, catch a bunch of beads.
I love Mardi Gras. It's super fun. Like, what's not to look forward to? I grew up doing this. It's like the best. Like, get your families to come down because you'll enjoy it.
We know many of you have watched it right here on Channel 2 last night, but in case you missed it, you can relive all of that excitement of the parade right now on click2houston.com. You'll find also a photo gallery on the homepage. Well, from the Apollo program to the space shuttles and Russian Soyuz space capsules, they have played major roles in the history of space flight over the last 50 years. So coming up next, we get a special look at what's next in space exploration and the two companies working with Houston's NASA community to get Americans back into orbit. But first, here's Joel Eisenbaum with a story he's working on Monday at 6 o'clock.
How do you know? How are we supposed to know? How do you know if you can trust your kid's coach?
Touching and kissing young girls.
Continuous sexual abuse of a child.
Say he tried to have sex with 2 children.
A dizzying number of stories about the adults we trust with our kids being revealed as monsters.
We find that a lot of the people that we are investigating are first-time offenders, or at least it's the first time they've been caught. So they don't have any type of criminal history.
What every parent should know before your kid's next practice, Monday at 6.